What do you make of he was talking the other day about possible players getting injured during that a charity match or a match for making some awareness match, and Loftus-Cheek gets injured.
We lost Loftus-Cheek. It's the most absurd thing.
I was angry. I don't know how you felt.
I was beyond livid. It just like it's one of those things where I understand you want to make profit, you want to make franchise, but that's simply what the preseason tour is all about. That's what some of these things are, and I understand the purpose. I understand that you want the market and it's a growing sport and you want, but even as an American, I'm just like, what sense does that make?
What? No sense.
What actual sense does that make? You've got a bunch of kids who you have a bunch of players who still have to play in a cup final. And then you put them up against the MLS side where you've got players who, well, I'm playing against Chelsea, so I got to get fired up. And I'm going to dive into this challenge and I'm going to prove something because maybe they'll try and pick me up or something like that. Or maybe, no. If you were something special, then you would have been looked at a long time ago. You know what I mean? You would have been on the radar a long. And so when you do something stupid and you come in and you rake somebody's Achilles, and it's just like, it's things like that make
in your head.
It really does. It makes me question. It makes me wonder, like, what somebody actually sat down and scheduled this game. Somebody sat down and said, we're gonna pick this date. We're gonna sit down, like, despite that Chelsea's in this competition, despite that, and like, it's not like Chelsea aren't a squad that weren't capable of making it to the Europa League final. Chelsea, in my opinion, were favorites for that the whole time. Like, there's no way around that. Chelsea this season has been phenomenal, but they've been playing up against Liverpool and City in the Premier League. Take away Liverpool and City, and all of a sudden Chelsea won the Premier League. Like, those are the two, you know what I mean? Those are the two best teams, I would say, in the world right now. That's just my take, but I would say those two are the best teams in the world. And so Chelsea's right, sitting pretty right behind them in third place. No, I'm not saying that Chelsea's a Barcelona or Chelsea's a Real Madrid or Chelsea's a Bayern Munich but they're in that pool. You know what I mean? So when you schedule a match like that and you try and discredit a team like that by setting up a charity match, it's just bound to set up trouble. It's just bound to be trouble. And mind you, N'Golo Kante's out for this season. Now we've got Loftus-Cheek out for it, and Loftus-Cheek is I want to say he's right behind Giroud in terms of goals in that competition.
Yeah, do you know what? I think Giroud scored, around, since he signed anyway, around 22 goals for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Which isn't really bad for a year and a half for someone that isn't your number one striker in and out, is he, really? He's missed quite a few games.
Yeah, it isn't bad, but you know that when you put Giroud on the field, you know you're not, like, it's like, oh man, Giroud's coming on. He's either going to be phenomenal or he's going to tank it. He's going to drop the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Higuain will come in and, okay, this guy's either going to score or he's going to cause problems. Whereas Giroud will sometimes, like, I watch some of the games, Giroud touch the ball 2 or 3 times and a half, and it's just like, you can't win a game with that. You can't. You can't win some of these games with that. And then he'll come on the next game and he'll be smashing home 3 headers home or something like that, and doing a scorpion kick, and it's just you just wonder about, like, the consistency. But I have mixed feelings about Olivier Giroud. I do.
What do you think? What do you think the score might be then in the final? And do you think Giroud will play?
It's hard to say. I think that the match is going to be surrounded by 3 players. 2 of them on Arsenal and 1 on Chelsea in particular. I think it's going to be about, for Arsenal, it's going to be about Lacazette and Aubameyang, that combination up top, because even as a Chelsea fan, I have said that every time those 2 are on the field, that's one of the most terrifying things that you can see because of the link-up play that those 2 have. You got Lacazette, who's deadly with speed and arrow the ball home, and then same thing with Aubameyang, who's deadly with speed and who can arrow it home.
They're amazing together, aren't they? Great pairing.
And then for me on Chelsea, it's simply about Hazard. I think Hazard wants to show. I think he wants to show the fans, one, he wants to sign off on a high note, and everyone knows how much quality he has in him. Like the world knows just how much. You don't pay over 100 quid for a guy who that's like the stuff that he can do, especially in the things that he's done, especially against Arsenal. I think that it's going to set up for a very, very exciting match. I think it's like,
I think it'll be incredible.
I think
it's such a shame that there's not many fans can go out either. You heard about that, I guess, recently.
Yeah.
6,000 allocated, 6,000 each, and I believe the airport's not big enough to handle so many people coming in. And of course,
here's a 52-hour bus ride.
Mkhitaryan has been told that his safety's not exactly up. Well, I don't know. The security for his safety is not there pretty much, so it'd be a risk.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, but I think it'll be a great final. I hope all the fans out there manage to get in okay in that. But
it's gonna be set up for a great final. I'm super excited. If I had to say a score prediction.
Yeah. It's hard coming from a fan, isn't it? You know, because you want Chelsea to win, but your realization is like,
and I mean it really, for me as a Chelsea fan, it depends on how good our defense is. We're gonna score at least 2 goals. I think that's just a given. I think that 2 goals are going to the back of the net. I would say either 2-0 or 2-1 Chelsea, or if our defense doesn't do its job, 3-2 Arsenal.
I was going to say 3-2 Arsenal, and I was going to say 2-2, then extra time, possibly Arsenal winning it on 3-2.
But here's the thing.
Just because of the way that Eintracht Frankfurt dominated their extra time against Chelsea, and how, you know what I mean, it looked like Chelsea were really pinned back and they were really looking for that the penalty shootout sort of thing, and it worked, obviously.
But we were also coming off of one of our toughest games of the season, and so that's where I knew that extra time was solely based on all of that. And I know based on the extra times that I've seen, that Chelsea knows how to play an extra time. I mean, we did it in Munich, and we still have some of those play. You know what I mean? We know how to play that extra time play, and I could see it going to penalties. That would be a cracker. That'd be great. It would be like you can't go wrong with it. The drama of it all, but I'm really hoping for at least, I'm really hoping for like a 2-0 to 2-1 kind of win. And I'm hoping that Hazard just he signs off with that victory. That would be bowing out, because he came there to win a European Cup with Chelsea, and I want to see him fulfill that, because the whole point of him signing with us afterwards, he signed with us as soon as we won the Champions League, and that was the whole reason. And if he signs off with that, I think that'll be really special for him. I think that'll be.
I agree as well.
Yeah.
So Eric, thanks very much for tuning in. We've got to 25 minutes. We beat our last time, haven't we? Because we said we wanted to try and keep it down a little bit. We keep ranting on for like an hour or so.
There's so much to talk about, man. There's so much.
Mate, there is. Well, I'll be talking with you in a week or so, won't I? When I come out to Madrid for the final.
Absolutely.
Which is going to be amazing. I won't ask you predictions yet because we'll save that for then. Because that'll be perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
And you'll probably know a bit more near the time with like teams and all that, so you can never tell right now. Eric, thank you very much for joining us, and
no problem,
have a wicked day.
Thank you, my friend.
Cheers, buddy. Bye-bye.
See you, man.